Somebody to your, somebody I. 1 pound Main Street as I coming your way. Ow! Hello everybody, Donald here. And welcome to 1 pound Main Street. Hope you enjoy the show.
Hello everyone and welcome to Right Down Main Street. I'm your host Bryce Waters and thank y'all for joining me today. This is a podcast dedicated to bringing a little Disney magic to your daily routine. And if you're watching on YouTube, you probably notice that things are a little different. You can actually see me talking with my hands now. I've thought about changing up the formula a little bit just to, I guess, make it a little more personal. I don't know if seeing me is going to make it more personable or not, but this segment is more of a personal segment. It's more geared towards me, so you guys can maybe get to know me a little bit better and all that. Excuse my phone. I've been wanting to change up the formula a little bit. I'm still going to be posting my podcast. What I'm going to do is just strip the audio from the video and record my podcast on that. Or not record it, but, place the audio into the podcast. But if you're listening on my website, yes, I have video on YouTube. So if you'd rather watch me, not that there's going to be much of a difference, but if you'd rather see me talking and everything instead of looking at still shots on YouTube, I have video now. So, and for this segment I will have a video that I will play. We'll get into that later, but there will be a video, so that way there's more visuals. Like I said, I appreciate you guys checking me out. And hope y'all stick around for this because it is kind of a special episode to me. Really, what this episode is going to be kind of a I'll start off this way. Disney is if I haven't said it before, Disney is a very special place. Walt built Disney for the magic, for the memories. I feel like the real reason we go back to Disney is because we want to relive or start new memories, and that's why Walt built the park, is just to create memories with your family, friends, whoever you go with, or just by yourself. Some of my memories don't even involve family or friends. It's more like strangers and everything. But I kind of wanted to do a personal segment on me just kind of reminiscing about some of my favorite memories at Walt Disney World. And I would love to hear some of y'all's memories. So I'll start off saying, if you have any special memories that you hold near and dear to your heart, I would love to hear it in the comments or send me an email or whatever. I'm not going to, I wrote a lot of them down. I'm not going to do all of them. I might save them for another episode where, if we have more viewers and more people want to get involved with the show, might have some people on just so we can talk about our memories and kind of share stories together. So that's something that we might be able to do in the future if we get enough people or get anybody that's really interested. So that's kind of me putting that out there to you guys. I'm ready to just kind of go down memory lane. Hopefully this isn't too long of an episode. I don't want to go. Obviously you guys weren't there for these memories, so it's kind of just me talking about what's happened at Disney with me. So I won't make it too long. I don't want to bore you guys. So let's do this. Let's do this. The first one that I want to talk about is one that my grandmother will not leave alone. Every time memories at Disney is brought up, this is the one that she always brings up, no matter what the scenario is or anything. When I was 4 years old, I don't even really remember this that well. It's mostly her memory. I do remember a little bit, but I was 4 years old. So we were at Disney. It was the year 2000 or 2001. I don't remember. It was my first trip, and we were going into Tomorrowland. And I'm with my grandpa, my grandma, and my mom. And my grandma and mom went off shopping because I wanted to ride Astro Orbiter for the first time. And basically, when we got to the top, I asked my grandpa if I could maybe ride by myself, and he asked the cast member. I guess I was tall enough. I don't know how. But yeah, I got to ride in one of their spaceships by myself. And here's where the story gets a little stretched, I feel like, because they say that they saw me up there by myself riding in the spaceship. I don't think they saw me. I think that it was actually me that said it when I came down. Anyway, either way, my mom and grandma had a heart attack because, I'm 4 years old. I can do stuff myself, but being way up high in my own machine that goes up and down, as a parent, I could see that would be very scary. But yeah, I rode it by myself when I was 4 years old. Very proud of it. And I think I gave my grandma and my mom a heart attack. And they have not let my grandpa live that one down. Every time it's brought up, he gets scolded. They scolded him right then and there too. So yeah, he got in trouble. And ever since it's been brought up, he gets in trouble again. So just kind of something a little funny, kind of funny. Another one that I personally hold near and dear to my heart is at the Polynesian. There's actually two. The first one that I'm going to mention is when it was the first time I went to Disney with Allie. We were in the concierge lounge at 1 a.m. Drinking like Diet Cokes or something because the fridge is always stocked. But I was kind of under pressure during that trip because I needed to move out. And so we stayed up to like 2 o'clock in the morning in the concierge lobby, applying at an apartment that we looked at that we were going to move in with my friend. So I don't know what's really special, but I just think it's funny that I was applying at apartments the day that, or not the day, but at Disney. That's just kind of weird to me. Never heard of that happening before. But yeah, that it was kind of nice. Like we were sitting there just talking about the apartment and also talking about but being able to just look over and see Cinderella's castle. It was just a fun night. And it was kind of cool. I won't be forgetting that. But another one at the Poly is actually on the beach at the Poly with my mom. We had this thing. I've always been a big music person. I gotta stop shaking my leg. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much. I've always been a huge music person. Music has been a huge part of my life. And we had this thing in high school that I would have a playlist, she would have a playlist, and we'd continually add music or different songs that neither one of us have heard to the playlist. That way we can show each other music. I always liked being exposed to new music, same as her, and it always feels good when you suggest a song and someone really likes it. So that would be our thing. And there was one night we were sitting out on the beach, and we didn't have a speaker or anything, so we weren't disturbing anybody. But we were just chilling on the beach drinking lemonade, and we were just showing each other music, looking at the castle. It's funny, like a lot of my memories, I'm just looking at the castle from the Poly, just because it's nice. That's just a nice little memory to have, is quality time with your mom, listening to music on the beach, looking at Magic Kingdom. Here's kind of a goofy one from me. No pun intended. My grandma, she needs a scooter and an oxygen tank to get around the parks. So I think it was one night I was coming back with Allie to the room. My grandparents were already at the room, and we stopped at the bar outside of Ohana and got a back scratcher for both of us. And that was the first time we had it, and I fell in love with that drink, and we were drinking it on the way back. By the time we got to the room, it was done. So we wanted to get another, but I didn't want to have to walk all the way to the ceremonial house and get another one. So my grandma turns around and throws me the keys to her scooter. So, I didn't hesitate because, every now and then they're kind of fun to ride around in. And, I wasn't being a disturbance to anybody. I wasn't, taking up the entire hallway or anything. And when there was an elevator, I just waited until the elevator was empty to go up because, I'm not supposed to be on the scooter, so I don't want to, inconvenience anybody because of it. But, so she handed me the keys to the scooter, and I got to just go like full throttle down the hallway, and I rode all the way to the ceremonial house, waited for an elevator to be clear, got on the elevator, went up the elevator, parked at the bar, and the scooter has a basket because I realized I didn't think this through. I'm like, I can't carry these drinks because I have to drive the scooter. So I had no other choice than to put the 2 drinks in the basket and and ride around. But I had to be careful because they were full, and I didn't want to drink all of Allie's drink or anything to make it level so when I hit the brakes it doesn't spill over. So I had to drive very carefully on the way back. But I got some weird looks that night. A 20-something year old, 21 and 2-year-old kid driving a scooter with 2 alcoholic drinks in the thing. I don't know. I think it's funny. I don't know if you can imagine me doing that. If you can imagine it, just picture that, and that's what it looked like. I promise. And in my comfy clothes. So when I talk about memories, and I said it earlier, it's like you can have memories with family and friends, but some of them are just strangers. It could just be the littlest thing too. There's one time where it was, a monsoon outside, and I was in the parks because, if you've been to Disney World, you know about the weather. It's insane how much it changes. But I just remember getting off of Haunted Mansion and with my grandmother, grandpa, and it starts pouring outside, and this guy turns to my grandma, and he's got his little kid with him. He's like, "Is this Walt's idea of having fun?" And that's a small one, but it's just the little things that strangers do that it's hard to find well, that's not true. Some people have their bad days, especially with kids and everything, but most of the time at Disney World, no one's really in a bad mood. Most people aren't in a bad mood, so it's always nice. Like, I feel like everyone comes back from one trip at Disney World with some kind of story that has to do with someone they don't know. And it's usually a pleasant story. So and here's another one is when Papa and I were riding Big Thunder. He was wearing a hat and he forgot to take it off, and going down one of the big hills, it flew back, and he's like, "Oh, I lost my hat." And it's funny because you can see all the stuff laying around every now and then. You'll go around a turn and you'll see a hat or a watch or something on the side, and he thought he lost his hat, but when we came to a stop, the guy taps him on the back of the shoulder. He says, "Sir, I think you lost this." And the guy actually had quick enough reflexes to reach up and grab it before it got too far away, which I gotta, if you're watching, just know our family still talks about you and talks about that story, and we greatly appreciate you because my grandpa still has that hat and he still wears it. He has a collection of Disney hats. He does not get rid of anything, which a lot of people don't. But yeah, so if you're watching, thank you. It was funny. You wouldn't expect someone to actually go that far out of their way where it's a quick reflex just to grab it, grab some guy's hat that he doesn't even know. Only at Disney World, right? This one isn't really. I just remember standing. If you guys remember Lights, Motors, Action. We waited in line because I was a kid, I wanted to see some car action, right? My grandparents are troopers, I'll give them that, because they stood in line with me for about 3 hours just to catch one of the shows. So props to them, which sneak peek, I will be having them on an episode. I talked to them recently, and they're down to be on an episode with me so we can have a nice little round table discussion about something. I don't know what the episode's going to be about. And I do feel like I have to acknowledge in the last episode, I did say that I was going to do that Minecraft thing. I'm not going to do that. I apologize for that. I can, if you guys want, give a tutorial video on how to get there. But I don't want people to see that. You know, if for some reason that's the video that everybody sees on YouTube, I don't want that to be what people come to my channel for, is a Minecraft video. I want people to find my channel and know that it's Disney. It's a Disney podcast, which if I made the video, obviously I would say that. But I didn't want my first video especially being a Minecraft video, and I don't think Minecraft is really what the channel or what Right Down Main Street needs. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I feel like I stopped and thought, yeah. Props to my grandparents for waiting in line with me for 3 hours. Awesome. When we went to Mama Melrose, you know, in the back at the studios by the Muppet ride or the Muppet Show. I love Mama Melrose, by the way. Their pasta, their dishes are really good. Everyone that I've had is very good. But when I was a kid and we went there, they had a penne alla vodka. And I mean, like, you know, kid, like 12 years old or something. But yeah, our first time going, I saw penne alla vodka, and it sounded pretty good. And, you know, I'm a kid, so I've never heard of a dish that has liquor in it. So I'm like, I want this one so I can have the vodka and get away with it. And yeah, what a kid I was. Yeah, my grandparents think that's funny that I did that just because it had vodka in it, and it turned out to be my favorite dish there. And they got rid of it. I don't know why they got rid of it. At least I haven't been able to find it since, so I get something else now. But it's very good. Ask for some shrimp in there. Heck yeah, man. But yeah, that's the dish I got only because the name of it had vodka in it. So that shows you what kind of kid I was. Another one that I want to go over or talk about. This one's kind of funny. Some of you might have seen this before. It's very rare, I feel like, but it happened to one of us. My mom and dad and I went down to Disney with our family friends, and we were walking from Frontierland to Liberty Square on that little trail next to the river. And there's a lot of trees back there. And I guess there was a bird in the tree because my friend's dad just shrieked out of nowhere, scared all of us. And we were all wondering what's going on because he had his back turned to us. And when he turned around, we noticed a big old white spot on his shoulder. And we realized that a bird, pooped on him. And yeah, a bird pooped on him, which every time I'm on that strip, I think about that because that's something you don't forget is a bird. Like, what are the chances of that happening? You just happen to walk under it right when he go. Yeah, so that's a short one, but it's kind of funny. He had to go to the bathroom, wash himself up, obviously, wash himself off. But yeah, another one that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart is one with my sister. Whenever we had downtime, my grandparents would go back to the room and they would want to take a nap during the day. Ava and I, we don't want to nap. We want to go. We want to go. So what we would do is when the Poly had an arcade, we would go to the arcade at the Poly. But nothing really compared to the arcade at the Contemporary for us, because the arcade at the Contemporary had it had that what is it called, the desk that you can turn in tickets and get items and stuff. I remember winning like this giant inflatable pencil. But yeah. We would go to the arcade at the Poly and play a lot of games. I'd play like Guitar Hero or something, and then. But the one that I remember is just going to the Contemporary because we'd take the monorail. It'd be like our own little adventure before we could actually go anywhere by ourselves. I mean, obviously, once we got old enough, we could go to the parks by ourselves. But yeah, there's something special about spending time with people. It's kind of back to the thing with my mom sitting on the beach. I really enjoyed going to the arcade with her because we'd always kind of compete. get as many tickets as we can, and sometimes we'd kind of go in on something between the two of us. But yeah, it's just nice. I can't talk. There's a lot more. I mean, there's not like a big bang that I want to. Okay, the one that I was talking about, the video. This is the video one. I think it was, what was it, last time? It might have been last time we were at Disney. Allie wears fanny packs every time we go to the parks. She always has a cute little mini fanny pack on. And we were at the studios over by, I think we're on Sunset Boulevard. I think so. And you know those shows, those street, those side street shows or whatever they have, with the people that come out. They're like in the bed of this truck, and they all pile out, and there's different characters, and they're having fun, like talking to the guests. And then they have like this routine that they do where they have like a game show or something like that. And Allie actually got picked out of the crowd to be involved in it. So I had the video because I was recording, because it was hilarious. She was very nervous. I don't know if she just doesn't like being in front of crowds or what, but she was very nervous. I don't know if it was nervous or embarrassment, but it was kind of funny. And he called her out on her fanny pack, and I think he brought one out too in Ward and called the fanny pack brigade. I don't know if he was wearing it or not, but anyway, it's a pretty funny little video. Yeah. So, and I think they do the can if I'm not mistaken. So, I will be playing that video right now.
Yes, and I'm debuting the new waterproof version. Yes. Well then, everybody knows about the big annual fanny pack convention that we have here in Hollywood, and so everybody knows that members of the fanny pack club have a secret handshake and kick line. That's true. Yes, we do. Yes, on the line. Oh, wow. On the line. It's like my sobriety test. Yes, our secret handshake. Secret handshake. Crush it. You gotta participate. No, I like something strong. Ready? We love fanny packs. We love fanny packs. Yes, we do. Other way. Yes, we tap. Yes, we do. Bow. Start it. Bow. Thank you. Clearly, that's it.
All right, and next, or I'm gonna say last, because I don't want this video to be too long, and yeah, I don't want it to go on too long just about me talking about stuff that you guys, I don't know if you can relate to or not. If you can, let me know. But here's one that actually is somewhat of, it leads into a fact at Disney World. If you remember years ago, whenever it rained, Disney sells ponchos. If you remember, the ponchos that they sold were usually yellow, and my grandma has one of the yellow ponchos, and then the next time we went, they were clear. And my grandma's favorite color is yellow, and she liked to collect them, and so she asked. She's like, why didn't you guys change the colors? Like, and she wasn't upset about it or anything, but she was curious. And turns out they had to change the color because people were actually shoplifting from stores in the parks underneath their ponchos, because you wouldn't be able to see it. So they had to make them clear, that way they're see-through, and that way you can see if anyone's stealing. So a little tidbit, if you're ever wondering why the ponchos at Walt Disney World are clear instead of yellow, that is why. They were stealing. Blame it on those people. It's the famous saying, you ruined it for everybody. That's not a famous saying. That's just what people say. You ruined it for everybody. If it's one of you, disrespectful. But yeah, she just thought that was kind of funny. Not that stealing is funny, but she just didn't expect it she didn't expect that to be the reason why they changed the color. But it makes sense. You know, you don't want anyone stealing from Disney. They don't make any money. I crack myself up sometimes. Anyway, I don't want to drag on too long just because I know that you guys weren't there for any of these, and I don't know if you're really interested in hearing my memories, but I am interested in hearing yours. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, if anyone has memories that they want to share on the show, I'd be more than happy to link up some people so we can have like a round. I feel like that'd be a fun little idea, is getting kind of a round table talk about just memories that they have and kind of bouncing off each other. Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this little format change. Obviously, like I said, if you're listening on my website and hopefully eventually Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I'll touch on that in a minute. But yeah, if you are watching on, you know, my website, you won't really notice. You'll just hear. But on YouTube, if you're watching, it's not a still shot. Hi. Just let me know if you like this or not, rather than the still shot. I feel like it'd be better. Yeah. So before I, leave, I just want to announce that, I think I said it in the last episode, I kind of redid the website. I'm still kind of working on it, deciding what looks better, but I think it does look better from just the yellow background. I thought that was kind of boring. I'm still working on some of the text and everything, but it's live. So if you want to check out my website, go ahead. There's the contact tab if you have anything you want to say to me, any suggestions, comments, concerns, you name it, or business inquiries. That was a joke, but kind of. Yeah. Please check out my website. Go like the Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. I'd love to hear I would love to hear what your memories are at Walt Disney World. I think listening to other people's memories is just a lot of fun. That's kind of why I had this idea for this show. Anyway, one of the bigger developments on the show that I really want to talk about is getting my podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Now, I'm just going to be real with y'all. I can't add my previous episodes to Apple Music or Spotify. So I'm going to have to take them off my website, because the place that I upload my podcast to get it on my website, if I add Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, it would upload all of them to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, which, yes, that'd be awesome, but on my earlier episodes, I used the music from the parks, and on YouTube, I already got like a copyright warning. It's not really anything that I have to worry about on YouTube, because what it does, it's not like a strike or anything. It's just saying that the video can't be monetized, so I can't make money of it. I'm not worried about that. I don't care about that. I'm just kind of doing this to have fun. If it gets there, that's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do what I can with this episode with the music. Hopefully this could be my first episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm hoping. So if you're listening to this on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify, just know I did it. I actually did it. I've been using YouTube's copyright-free music. I'm debating whether to get someone to do the intro, find someone to write an intro, because I keep using that Main Street intro. And as much as I love that as an intro, I love the Donald, but if I use the Main Street intro, I don't know. It's probably going to get copyrighted, and it can get serious if it's on Apple Music or Spotify. So that's a little behind the scenes with me on what's happening, but hopefully I can get it. I just need to find new music. It's hard. I'm very picky and very selective when it comes to music for my podcast. I want it to be like a certain feel to it, especially the intro song after Donald. So that's kind of my hold up, is I'm having trouble finding the perfect song. So if there's anyone listening out there that wants to write me a tune, I'd be more than happy to pay you. But it would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. Just, reach out to me on Instagram or my website, and yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for watching now and listening, y'all. And I really hope that this new format kind of worked a little better, just made it a little bit more entertaining on YouTube. And I will catch you guys in the next video, and I will see ya.